much, guys. Now we are joined by popular fashion and wedding photographer Pat D here on Breakfast. So good morning, Pat.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, I have a question. Okay, so it says here that you took up music in college. Parang ang layo. How did you get into photography?
Ever since high school, I was into music talaga. I took up percussion sa college.
Okay.
And then, photography started a hobby, shooting mga bands, mga friends, gano'n. And then eventually, a friend invited me to shoot his wedding. Extra lang ako.
Talaga?
And then, okay pala yung racket
Okay
dito.
yung friend na yun, willing to
Okay yung
take
friend
the
niya.
risk.
Oo, yeah.
Amateur
rin
yung
ako.
kinuha.
So you didn't, go through proper training or schooling like most photographers kasi. Talagang inaaral nila.
Mostly
diba?
self-taught ako sa mga books. Pero I think the key there is to have the right influence.
Were you an apprentice of some photographer? Or?
No. More on parang visiting lang sa mga friends. Ganun.
Okay, now kami ni Nikki nga nagkikwento na every time, diba, we read the magazines.
Yeah.
Oh, si Pat D, you've been doing a lot of work for a lot of the top magazines in the country. So maraming, na-associate sa'yo, fashion photography agad.
Yes.
But you were saying na nauna pala weddings,
Yes,
no?
weddings 5 years na.
Okay.
And then I've been doing fashion photography mga 3 years
3
pa lang.
years. Okay, so ano ba yung difference ng wedding and fashion for you?
Well, it was hand in hand because if you know how to shoot people, portraits, fashion, you know then how to angle your brides properly and to light them properly to complement them.
Okay, I have a question regarding wedding photography. Kasi alam natin before na mga 90s, 80s, yung trend ng wedding photography, di ba yung stiff poses, tapos merong bride, tapos andyan yung dress niya, yung talagang nakapose.
Hanggang ngayon, ganun pa rin. Mostly mas na ngayon, mas loose yung mga bride and groom ngayon. They like it, they like you more taking mga candid shots a lot.
At saka parang ngayon mas playful na ang mga photographers
Very,
ngayon,
very
no?
playful.
Hindi yung parang post kayo dito, yung tabi ng cake, parang
Yes,
gano'n,
oo,
no?
that's
Now, a lot of people kasi, especially the photography wannabes out there, are wondering kung ano ba talaga yung difference with digital photography and film photography.
Well, I think dapat pag-aralan mo rin ang film so you have the proper fundamentals.
Basics.
Kasi yung problem nowadays is a lot of digital photographers, parang they just look at the screen behind it without knowing yung rules ng lighting, yung mga output, etc.
Kasi pwede nang i-edit yan ngayon di ba?
Yun yung iniisip nila, dapat i-edit na lang parate. Pero you have to take it na dapat as is yung
As
shot mo.
is, oo. That makes you a better artist in
Yes,
a sense.
How about Polaroid? Some use Polaroid I've encountered some photographers.
Well, yung digital ngayon, parang yun ang Polaroid mo na ngayon when you view it. So,
It's
that's
much,
the next
much
step na.
easier na ngayon. Now, personally,
Easier.
for you, do you use digital lang ba talaga or film?
Nowadays, it's purely film na for the past 2 years because that's the market yung demand ngayon.
Much challenging.
Mas
yun,
magastos nga lang yun, di ba?
Mas magastos siya, lots of computer time ang factor.
Ngayon, Pat, of course, we're looking at the pictures that you've done, and you've
Yes.
done a lot of celebrities, really gorgeous people. Mahirap ba parang i-take all of, to make them look different? Kasi I think it's also a challenge for the photographer.
Like how do you deal with stylists?
Yeah.
Well, very, very important na magandang working environment mo. Kung yung artist mo or your celebrity sa diva, doon nagkaka-problem sometimes.
So how do you entice, yung mga models to pose in such a way na yung gusto mo? Kunyari, syempre mahirap diba ilabas yung mood na hinahanap mo?
Well, sinisigawan ko lang sa lahat.
Ganun pala. Ayaw namin mag-shoot.
Never mind.
More on the
Or
porn
baka
lang
may
talaga.
whip ka lang na ginagawa.
May whip lang.
Hoy, makinig ka.
Why
Parang
not?
ganon. Well, anyway, of course, if you know people, matagal ka na bang nag-shoot na, matagal ba yung fashion shoot process?
Nowadays, medyo fast siya kasi it's digital na. Pero maganda rito, you get to perfect the shots more.
Anong mas madali? Wedding or fashion photography?
I think pareho lang siyang level ng hirap or
Hirap.
So how do you get personal, let's say, with the people or the subjects, especially siguro for weddings?
Wedding.
Nagiging kailangan friends din yung
Kailangan
photographer,
friendly ka.
diba?
Nowadays, yung rapport niya is more on vibes kaya body-body. That's the key ingredient sa...
Alright, Pat, maybe if
Alright.
people out there are, planning for their weddings or even, for advertising purposes, how can they contact you?
My website, it's patdphotography.com. Pero check it after 3 days, medyo down yun. Hindi ko pa nababayaran yung Yahoo account ko.
Dito pa in-announce. No? Anyway, thank you so much, Pat Lee, for joining us here on Breakfast. Anyway, it's time for us to go to Wacky with the Cool Cool Band.